Hi everyone, my name is Fong Huii. Do you ever experience when you tried everything to listen when you communicate with others, but you still seem lost? Now, me and my group members will discuss how to improve our listening skills and communication skills. When we talk about listen, there are 6 listening styles: leisure, inclusive, stylistic, technical, empathic, and non-conforming.
Hi, I am Izzati, so I will talk about listening style. There is 6 listening styles that happen during communication. So the first listening style is leisure listening, which is habit that developed by a good time people who only listen for phrases that express joy. So this style would give the communicator little attention, as the leisure listener will only listen to the enjoyable information. So next is inclusive listening, which is the manner in which the listener will search for the central concept in any communication. So once the inclusive listener assume the topic of the communication, they will try to relate with the topic. Another style is stylistic listening, in which practiced by the person who listens to the way the communication is presented. The stylistic listener will focus when the communicator appear in concerning or important condition.
Moving on to technical listening, it is practiced by the jackwebs of the listening world where the people only want to know about the facts. The technical listener hears and retains large amount of details, but they does not hear the meaning of those details. For an example, in a meeting, the information that is being told to them is that the sales of the company had dropped since last year, and if the sales are not improved, they will be laid off. But what they missed to know is that if the sales are increased, they will be safe from being laid out. The E in the listen theory would be the empathetic listener. Empathetic listening tunes into the feelings of the speaker and of the 6 listening types, and it is the most likely to pay attention to non-verbal cues. So, if an empathic listener listen to an employee complain about her boss, they are the only one of the 6 types of listeners who will not only pay attention but also understand the employee's frustration and unhappiness. Lastly, in the styles of listening would be the non-conforming listening. It is practiced by the individual who attends only to information that is consistent to their way of thinking. So, if what they are hearing they do not agree with what they are hearing, they don't want to understand, or they don't want to continue listening to it.
Now I want to give you some tips about effective listening. First of all, stop speaking. Let the other person finish speaking. Focus on what the person is saying rather than focus on how well they say it and what you need to respond. Then, try to understand what the person is saying. And you can ask questions to make sure you understand the person's point, but don't ask so many questions to distract the speaker. Be patient and keep an open mind. If you disagree with the speaker, you can respond after the speaker finishes talking. Next, you can show the speaker you want to listen by using nonverbal cues. The next tip is you need to remove and resolve the distractions that will keep you from listening.
The company has spent a lot of time and effort to improve employees' communication skills, but most of the time, it fails. So how can we tackle this issue? Okay, for the interpersonal communication skills, it can be improved by asking employees to attend the training workshop. Usually, this kind of program will include learning through practical activities such as roleplay, group discussion, and brainstorming. And for the writing communication skills, it generally taken 2 paths, which include improving writing skills and making material easy to read, in the sense that we have to use a very simple sentences that can be easily understood by general employees. And for the last one, which is ethical communication skills, it is advisable to use the transparent communication, where there is an open and honest communication between both managers and employees regarding work-life issues.
Thank you for listening.